Hey, what's up guys, it's Guy coming at you with another knife video. Today we are going to be looking at the Protech Runt 5. So one thing I want to get out of the way and make very clear, I have only had this knife for 1 week, so these are just my first impressions. This is not going to be a full review of the knife. I like to own a knife for a couple months before I do a full review. But that being said, let's get into it. So the knife comes in this nice little box like this. All of their knives come in a box like that. And it comes in this little bag. Pretty nice. It's a cloth bag, pretty soft. Keep it from getting scratched. And here is the Protech Runt 5. This one comes with a bronze aluminum handle and a 20 CV blade. And there's a little pearl in the button right there. Okay, so a few months ago in October, I went to California Custom Knife Show 2021. And when I was there, I saw the Protech table and I was talking to some of the guys that work there. And I spoke with a guy named Matt Ewan. Sorry if I butchered that last name. I probably did. But anyways, so I was talking with Matt and I asked if they do factory tours. And he said that he would give me his business card and that we might be able to work something out. So I emailed him and luckily we were able to work something out and I got a factory tour of the Protech Knives factory about a week ago. So that was pretty sweet. They are only 30 minutes away from my house. So there's a lot of pride of ownership with this knife. I was able to see how they make them, and they make them only 30 minutes away from home. So that's pretty awesome. They also, as part of the tour, gave me this little coin. This does not usually come with the knife. I'm not 100% sure what it's made of. I forgot to ask. I would assume it's probably bronze because they've got a lot of bronze there, but it might be brass. But this is really nicely done. So I want to give a huge thank you to Matt Ewan for making that possible. And when we got there, it was actually Dave, the CEO, who gave us a tour, which kind of surprised me, but it was a very pleasant surprise. So I want to give a huge thanks to Dave for giving us that tour as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So these specs are going to be coming from Blade HQ. The overall length on this knife is going to be 5.125 inches. The blade length is going to be 1.96 inches, and once again it's going to be 20 CV steel, so that steel is going to hold an edge for a really long time. The thickness back here is going to be 0.11 inches, and it's actually got a pretty decent thickness considering how small the knife is. The blade is a reverse tanto with a flat grind. Honestly, it's great for opening boxes and stuff. The handle length is 3.25 inches, so if you choke up on it like this, you can actually, well, I don't know if you can, but I've got pretty large hands and I'm able to get a full 4-finger grip on it if I choke up here. And then if I actually put my finger in the designated finger groove, I can really only get a 3-finger grip, and that's why I've got that little leather lanyard there. It helps me get something for my pinky to grab onto. So the handle thickness is actually going to be 0.48 inches, so almost half an inch. It's actually pretty thick, especially considering how small it is. So the scales on the knife are made from a mixture of bronze and aluminum. This makes it so that when they oxidize or patina, they don't just turn straight up green. You see, this one has some patina on it already because I forgot to actually mention already. This was a show model. I was sold a show model, so I was not the first person to have put my hands on this knife. That's why there's already some patina going on. You can see it's starting to brown a little, but it's nice to see this doesn't turn green, it turns brown. And that's thanks to the mixture of aluminum and bronze, and that also makes it a lot lighter than it would be if it was just straight up bronze. So the overall weight on this knife is going to be 3.76 ounces, which again is pretty heavy considering how small the knife is. This is the knife closed up. Really doesn't take up much pocket space, but it is 3.76 ounces. 3.76 ounces. I can't talk today. So that's a little bit heavy relative to its small size. So let's start going over what I like about this knife. I'm going to be honest, the fit and finish is absolutely beautiful. The pearl there, the craftsmanship is honestly just amazing. It was really cool going to the factory and seeing how they do it. As you can see, there's some really nice milling in the scales there. It makes it a lot lighter. There's also some very nice contouring. Makes the knife a lot more comfortable in the hands. You see a lot of the time companies will give some kind of metal handles and they won't really have contouring, and I really don't like that. This is really comfortable, very ergonomic. Another thing I really like is this deep carry pocket clip. This this sits really nicely in your pocket, goes all the way down, and it doesn't press into your hand when you're using the knife. The knife also has some nice texturing on the back here. So one thing where the scales are pressed together back here, there is a little bit of chipping. I don't know how well the camera is picking that up. Now again, this was a floor model, so there's a good chance that it was dropped, or it might have been a blemish, and that's why they made it a floor model. So I assume if you're going to be getting one new, you're not going to have any issues with it. It's going to come absolutely perfect. That's something that I would assume is probably just because this was a show model. So another thing I like, the spring on here is extremely powerful. This knife really kicks out with some oh my goodness, this knife kicks out with la 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 la. Another thing I really like about the knife is the springs in it. They are pretty intense, and the knife really kicks out with some authority. So that's pretty nice. I feel like those will definitely last a very long time. Now, the knife, like I said, is made from 20 CV, which I also really like. It means that this knife is going to stay sharp for a very long time. I actually already sharpened it with my Worksharp Precision Adjust, and it takes a really nice edge, and you're able to get it pretty damn sharp. I also really like that there is a little sharpening choil there. It made my time sharpening it a lot easier. I really like the blade shape. Really nice for kind of cutting into boxes, especially when you don't want to go too deep. I've kind of been using this for the past week as my go-to box cutter. I've been carrying it daily. Let's go ahead and start talking about what I don't like. So if you see, there's kind of this gap here. Of course, that's just a cosmetic thing, but I really don't like the look of that. It really doesn't look too attractive in my opinion. Of course, it again doesn't affect functionality, of course, it's just cosmetics, but just something that I've always realized about this knife. Another thing, up here you've got a hex screw. You've got 2 hex screws on the back here, and then you've got 2 torque screws. So I don't really like that it uses both hex and torque screws. I really wish that they would just stick to one. So that kind of sucks. Not really sucks. I mean, it's really not a big deal, but it would just be nice to see them sticking with one type of screw. Other than that, I really don't think I have any other complaints about this knife. So far, I'm really liking it, but of course, I've only owned it for a week, so I will definitely keep you guys updated and do a full review on this knife once I've owned it for a couple of months. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So I'm going to start off with comparing it to a Spyderco Para 3. I know these knives aren't very similar, but I feel like a lot of people have seen and or handled one of these, so hopefully that'll give you a decent enough frame of reference. As you can see, the blade thickness on them is actually pretty similar. I don't know how well you're able to see that. Alright. This is a knife that everyone has definitely handled. Victorinox SD. So as you can see, of course, the Victorinox SD is still a good bit smaller. And now let's go ahead and compare it to the Cobra Tech Money Clip OTF. This is a little bit smaller than a Microtech Exo set. Alright, and I think that just about covers the video for today. So I really appreciate you guys checking out my video and staying till the end if you guys are still here. If you enjoyed the video, I really hope you will like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you guys want to see. I really want to hear from you guys and hear what you guys want to see so I can make some good content for you guys. Hope you guys have a happy holidays and a good new year. Thanks for watching.